Hiya! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the my first time tag, and I love doing these kind of tag style videos as it's a great chance for you to get to know a bit more about me as well as me getting to know a bit more about you by you guys answering the questions down below in the comments as well. I'll be sure to leave a list of all the questions that I mention in the description, so either, like I said, you can answer them in the comments yourself as I'd love to know what your answers are, or even if you have your own channel, then definitely make a video using these questions and tag me in it either on Twitter or wherever you may post it, and I'll definitely be sure to head over and check it out. So let's get straight into the first question. So the first one is the first app you check when you wake up in the morning. I don't know if it always gives the same one, but I'd say most likely I would probably either open up Twitter or Instagram first. I never really check Facebook that often. Definitely some kind of social media, and they're definitely the two that I use the most. Also, just gonna get in a cheeky little plug here, all my socials are always linked down below, so definitely head over there, give me a follow, particularly on Twitter and Instagram because they're definitely what I use the most. So either of those two I'd say I check first. Second question is first broken bone. Never actually broken a bone before, touch wood. What's wood? I guess my shelf or my table is wood. But I have torn a ligament in my ankle before, which was pretty bad. I did have to have like a sort of semi-cast on my foot for, I want to say 3 or 4 months, and that was when I was about 11, I want to say I did that, 10 or 11 I did that, and that's as close as I've gotten to a broken bone before. I guess it's sort of a similar experience in like terms of having to have a cast on for that long. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing when you get it off. You feel like you've forgotten how to walk and you have to honestly reteach yourself, which just sounds so weird. But if you've ever had to wear a cast on your leg long term, either from a broken bone or some kind of ankle injury, then you'll know that it's just weird, honestly, because you do it every day without thinking about it, but as soon as you've had that long without walking, it suddenly becomes like a real struggle and you have to seriously think about how walking works. It's so weird. It's like learning how to walk again, like when you're younger as a toddler. The third question is first foreign country you ever visited. This one's kind of a confusing one for me because I was actually born and brought up in Spain, but I'm English, so I don't know whether that counts, but then I'm technically living there and brought up there. But then besides that, the first country that I went to besides Spain was England, but I'm technically English, so does that count as a foreign country? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that situation down below in the comments, because then after England, I don't know what the next country that I went to was. Possibly somewhere like France maybe, I want to say, or Italy. We've been to quite a few places in both those countries, so maybe one of them. But I don't know out of like UK, well, England and Spain, if either of those would count, because yeah, it's just a weird, confusing situation. First Instagram post. Oh god, I do actually remember this post. I don't know why it's still up there. I'm in my pyjama top. I'll insert a picture of it up here or here, one side, whichever way is better for it to come up. And yeah, I don't know why it's still up there. I was in my pyjama top, didn't have any makeup on, although at that age, I think I posted this probably when I was in about year 10. I didn't really get into wearing like loads of makeup on a day-to-day basis until a bit later on. So I didn't have any makeup on, I'd pretty much just woken up, I look kind of half asleep, I'm in the bathroom, I don't think you can see the toilet in the background, but it's all around just not a great photo. It's still there. There's someone's dog barking in the street. Now our dogs are barking too. Great. But yeah, I don't know what I'll say now, I got distracted by the barking dogs. But yeah, it's still up there now, you can go and find it if you want to. The next one is my first tweet. Well, I actually have, well, I've got the Twitter account that I have now, but I don't know what my first tweet was on there. I'll have a little look for it in a second. But then before that, I actually used to have a Justin fan account. So my first ever tweet would have been from that account, but from my current account that I still use, I'm gonna go find my first tweet. I wonder how you can do that. Find first tweet. Okay, there's some website where you can easily find it apparently. Let's see. Oh no, it's saying that website can't be found anymore. Finally managed to actually find my first tweet. Okay, had problems trying to actually make the Twitter advanced search work for me there. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that now, I found it. But the first thing that I actually ever tweeted on my current account that I use is, hey, started a YouTube channel as I enjoy making videos with videos in my free time, feel free to check it out and maybe subscribe with a weird kind of smirky face. I mean, that's not too bad, to be honest. It's just promoting my YouTube channel that I've started, which I think is pretty fair, to be honest. The next question is number 6, and that is first time I ever got into trouble at school. This was actually when I was in nursery, so I was like 3 or 4 at the time. I do vividly really remember this because I thought I was doing something good, but I got told off for it. And that is me and 2 of my friends went into the bathrooms at the school, and we decided that we would be the cleaners and clean it up. So we got like the toilet brushes out, but we were literally using them to like clean the mirrors, clean the floor. We got water everywhere. We were like mopping up the floor with like tissue paper and stuff. Basically, we were trying to clean up the bathrooms, thinking we were doing a great job of tidying the place. Really, we were creating more of a mess, and then the teachers came in thinking we were just flooding the place, like, what are you doing? They seriously told us off, and I was so confused because I really thought I was doing a good thing. And our teacher used to always give us sweets for like tidying and stuff. I think that's why we sort of thought of the idea in the first place, and I was expecting an extra sweet, not to be told off. So I really was like not happy about that when we got told off, and that is, I'm pretty sure, the first time I ever got told off at school, and that memory's just stuck with me forever. The next one is first time you went shopping on your own. I don't actually fully remember this. Maybe when I was in like year 5, year 6, so maybe when I was about 9 or 10. I want to say it was maybe some point around then, but I'm not 100% sure of that one, to be honest. Next one is my first car. I've never actually fully owned my own car. I currently use my mum's. She doesn't use it that often, so we like kind of share the car. At the moment we've got a little like Toyota Aygo car, and then before that we had a Polo. So I've used both those cars, but I've never actually fully owned my own car. I love the Mini 1 model with the 3 doors. That's my dream car, in the kind of creamy white colour. Ideally the convertible version of it, but that is a bit more expensive, so I'd settle for the non-convertible version, but that would be my like ideal dream car to have. The next one is my first job. I think like my first sort of official proper kind of job was during the summer when I was 16. I was working at a hotel in the kids club there, helping with activities and stuff and teaching the kids to dance as well. So I think that was probably my first kind of fully paid job, and I did like a full 2 months there, I want to say, pretty much working there every day as well. My first pet, the first pet I ever got was a guinea pig, and I got so creative with the name. Are you ready for this? I called it Guinea. I mean, I did get it when I was about 7 or something. I can't actually remember when I got it, to be honest, but at that age you either get the super creative kids who'll come up with the randomest of names for their pets, or you'll get the kids like me who literally call it after what it is. My first ever YouTube video, that one I do remember what it was. It was 25 facts about me. I thought that was a great one to start with, to get you to sort of know me a bit better and like what my channel was going to be about, that kind of thing. So that was my first one. I think I posted that maybe in 2015, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure. I'll insert a little clip of it now for you to watch.
Hiya! So being new to YouTube, I thought that this would be a good video to start off with. So I'm going to do 25 facts about me, and I know quite a few YouTubers have done this over the past year or so, and I thought, you know, why not for a first video? So here goes. So firstly, my name is Sofie, which I think is quite a good fact to start with, just so that you know. I'm 16 years old.
Question 12 is the first concert I ever attended. I think when I was about 10 or 11, I went to the X Factor tour live, so that's probably the first ever kind of big music thing that I've ever gone to before. That was with my family, that was with my parents and my sister. I would say, yeah, that's the first proper kind of concert type thing that I'd been to, and that was at Wembley. Besides the X Factor tour, the next kind of thing that I went to just with like my friends and by myself was the Gibraltar Music Festival, but that wasn't until 2014, so that was a few years after that. So I sort of had, yeah, my first kind of concert experience at the X Factor tour with my family, and then my first like proper festival type thing was the Gibraltar Music Festival. Number 13 is the first movie I remember seeing. I'm gonna go for seeing in the cinema here because loads of like childhood movies come to mind right now and I have no idea what I first watched at home. The first sort of real cinema experience that I remember was going to see Narnia with all of my family, with my parents and my sister, and I just remember I used to have this favourite cardigan that I used to love and wear everywhere, and it sort of had like these frayed bits off of it and it was like a woolly cardigan, and I had that like multicoloured sticky sweet popcorn. I just remember walking out of Narnia and all of it had got stuck into my cardigan, and I think that's probably why I remember that cinema experience so much, just because of that situation. But yeah, I think that Narnia film, it was the first Narnia film that came out, is like the first sort of vivid cinema experience that I can remember. The first thing I do every morning, I would probably say, is check my phone, which is probably a bad thing. I know a lot of people try to get out of the habit of doing that and actually wake up and wake themselves up first, but I do think I'm probably guilty of checking my phone every morning first thing. The first wedding I attended, I never actually went to a wedding until I was about 15, I want to say. It was during that summer at the end, yeah, I guess it was probably at the end of year 9 or 10 for me, so I was like 14, 15. And it was my dad's cousin's wedding actually in the UK we went to, which was a really lovely wedding. And I've only ever actually been to 2 weddings, because then the year or 2 years after that I went to another wedding, which was my mum's friend's daughter getting married. But besides that, I've only ever been to those 2 weddings. Question 16 is my first piercing and when did I get it done? I've only got one kind of piercing. I've got the standard ear piercing that most girls have generally, to be honest. A lot of people have this, that's no different from anything else. And I got my ears pierced when I was, I want to say about 6, and I got it done in Claire's Accessories in England. Question 17 is my first ever cell phone. I had the typical Motorola flip phone, and bright pink. I actually still have it. Let me get it a second. And here you go. I mean, you could tell that I had this. I got it when I was 10, I think, was my first phone. I used to love flip phones. I used to think it's so cool, just because like when you ended a call or whatever, you could just like flip it down. Oh, well, that didn't work too well. I got trapped in it. You can tell I had it when I was younger as well. Jingly bells on it, sparkly pink keyring, glitter hearts all over the back of it. But I just feel like I've never been able to part with this phone. I think I've kept every phone I've pretty much had, to be honest. I just feel like, because it's got loads of photos and stuff on it. Oh, I remember trying to text on these kind of keyboards as well. Let me know if you had this phone or a similar one, because I feel like people, particularly who are sort of similar age to me, this was the phone that everyone got. And of course I had to get the pink one. There was also a gold one, I think, that I was debating between, but of course I had to go with pink and like fully bling it up. Final question is my first celebrity crush. When I was younger, I used to be like a massive fan of Busted, but then I guess that wasn't so much a celebrity crush, that was just more, I was really into their kind of music, and I was really young when I liked them as well. I'd say that my first proper serious celebrity crush would probably be Justin Bieber. I mean, I did fill my wall up with posters. I'll see if I can find any photos of that and insert it here. This whole white wall, which literally stretches across here, at one point was just completely covered in his posters. It was basically like my wallpaper pretty much. So those were all of the questions in this tag. Like I said before, definitely let me know what your answers are in the comments below, or give it a go yourself if you do have your own channel and tag me in the video. I'd love to watch it. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to smash big thumbs up on it, and also be sure to click on that little red subscribe button down below. I'd love it if you could do that. It would mean so much to me. And also don't forget, there's always the notifications bell down there too that you can tap on so that you're notified whenever I upload, which is every Wednesday and Sunday. I nearly said Friday. I don't upload on Fridays. It's Wednesday and Sunday, and I'll be sure to see you on Sunday with a brand new video. Bye.